do our own thing with it. Today we're going to study part of a scene from Friends to see what are all the things that Americans do with spoken English. How does Rachel Green speak so fast? It's all about rhythm and simplification. Studying spoken English this way helps my students a ton with their listening comprehension and also helps them speak English that's more smooth, natural, and easier to understand. Also, fresh off the press, click here or in the video description to get a free cheat sheet, The Sounds of American English. It's a great reference tool and even I use it quite a bit. This is the scene we'll use for our analysis. Rachel's just found out that Chandler and Monica are dating and she really wants to tell Joey.
Oh, it's Joey. I have such a problem.
Well, your timing couldn't be better. I am putting out fires all over the place.
Okay, Joey, I have got to tell you something.
What is it?
Oh my God, it's so huge, but you just have to promise me you cannot tell anyone.
Oh, no, I don't want to know.
Now let's do that analysis together.
Oh, it's Joey.
There's a little bit of stress in her voice here. Oh, a little bit of that up-down shape. Oh, Joey. And then we have that very clear up-down curve for a stressed syllable. So the first syllable, Joe, is what's stressed. The second syllable, which is just the E vowel, Joey, E, it just comes on the way down. It doesn't have its own separate shape or feel. It's just falling away from that stressed syllable, so it's really smooth. Joey.
Oh, it's Joey. Oh, it's Joey. Oh, it's Joey. I have such a problem.
Normally, we would say problem. Really clear first syllable stress and a very short second syllable. But she's bringing a lot of stress and energy to this word problem, and she really holds on to that second syllable, so it also feels stressed.
I have such a problem. I have such a problem. I have such a problem.
Problem. So it would be really common for lum to just be like the E in Joey and just come down away from that stressed syllable problem. But here it's got its own separate shape for stress and emphasis.
Problem.
The letter O makes the ah as in father vowel here, and the E is a schwa, problem, lum. But she does put a little bit more of a vowel in there because of holding it out. So I think we can think of that as the vowel like in butter. Problem. The other words definitely less stress than our noun here. I have such a. But there is some on the word such. I have such a. And notice the CH sound links right into the schwa. A nice smooth ending consonant to beginning vowel link. Such a. I have such a. So I and have said really quickly, I have. You don't want to make more of it than that. We want the contrast of the short words, the short syllables with the long words and long syllables. I have such. I have such a. One up-down shape of stress in those four words. I have such a.
I have such a problem.
I have such a problem.
I have such a problem. I have such a problem. I have such a problem.
Well.
Both of those are going up. Well. The word well, not pronounced too clearly. Well. Little bit of a W, maybe a schwa or an F feel with a dark L. Well. But it's short. It's not stressed.
Well, your timing couldn't be better.
So let's look at just this part of his phrase. And I want you to think about what are the stressed syllables, like we had such and problem in this first sentence. Where do you find you want to move a little bit? Maybe move your head a little bit. What do you think are the longer, most stressed syllables with that peak of stress?
Your timing couldn't be better. Your timing couldn't be better. Your timing couldn't be better.
I feel it. Your timing couldn't be better. On this first syllable of time, your timing, the first syllable of timing, your timing couldn't be better. But it's all smooth. We don't have any skips or break. Everything's either leading up to a stressed syllable or coming away from it. So the word your, that's reduced. It's not said your, but it's your. Very fast, simplify as much as you can. Your timing. Now here we have a stressed syllable. It begins with a T. That is a true T. A lot of our T's in English change to other sounds, but this is a true T. Your timing. And as I say that, do you hear the melody of my voice? Your timing. Your timing. With that up-down shape of stress for the stressed syllable.
Your timing couldn't.
I want to pop in for a huge thanks to all my supporters here on YouTube. Everyone who's joined my channel, they get special badges to make their comments pop, early release of videos when available, access to members only posts and videos, and the top tier gets a free monthly audio lesson. Thank you. Click join to learn more. Couldn't be. So the L in the word could is always silent. The vowel there is the same vowel that we have in push, book. Here it's spelled O-U. In push, it's spelled with just the U. And in book, it's spelled with O-O, but it's the same sound in all of these words. It's couldn't be.
Couldn't be better.
Let's listen to just couldn't be better. You tell me what you think you're hearing with this N''T contraction. Are you hearing t, a true T?
Couldn't be better. Couldn't be better. Couldn't be better.
N''T contractions. We have three possibilities there. We have the least common true T, couldn't be. That's not what we hear. Then we have couldn't be with a little break, a little stop of air. That's the stop T. That's fairly common, couldn't be. But actually, what I'm hearing is the third pronunciation, which is no T at all, T dropped, right from N smoothly into B with no break. Couldn't be. Couldn't be. Couldn't be.
Couldn't be better. Couldn't be better. Couldn't be better.
So keep that in mind when you're looking at N''T words. The least common pronunciation by far is a true T.
Couldn't be better. Couldn't be better. Couldn't be better.
Couldn't be better. Couldn't be better. Two up-down shapes of stress. The TT here is a flap T. The tongue just flaps against the roof of the mouth. Better.
Couldn't be better. Couldn't be better. Couldn't be better.
Some students find it tricky to go from flap T into the schwa R, which is the ending of this word. Better. So the tongue bounces against the roof of the mouth, then the tip pulls back a little bit so it's not touching anything. Better. I always encourage students to hold out the sound before and after a flap T to help them focus on that clean, quick movement. Holding out that R schwa combination will also help you focus in on that sound. Better.
Couldn't be better. Couldn't be better. Couldn't be better. I am putting out fires. So it's very common to speak with the contraction I'm, but here he is stressing I, so he doesn't make that a contraction. I am putting out fires all over the place.
I am putting out fires. So we have an idiom here. We have stress on the stress syllable of putting. Putting out fires all over the place.
first syllable of over also stressed.
I am putting out fires all over the place. I am putting out fires all over the place. I am putting out fires all over the place.
Pudding. So the flap T, just like in better, this sounds like the D between vowels in American English. So this word actually sounds just like this word, pudding, which is a dessert. Because D between vowels sounds the same as T between vowels, we call that a flap T. Now, he doesn't say pudding with the ing ending. He actually switches the ing ending to an in ending. Puddin'. Puddin'.
I am putting out. I am putting out. I am putting out.
And when we do that, it changes actually the T pronunciation, if you can believe it. Changing the ending actually changes how we pronounce the middle consonant. I'm not going to get into all the details. It has to do with the sounds in between, but basically that turns from a flap T into a stop T. Puddin'. Puddin'. So I'm going to go ahead and erase flap T because I don't want to confuse anybody when you're going back and looking at it. So pudding, ing ending, we're going to make that a flap T. But if we make it an in ending, then we change it to a stop T. Puddin'. Puddin'. I am putting out.
I am putting out. I am putting out. I am putting out fires all over the place.
Actually, I would say we have some stress on out as well. Putting out. Another stop T. Fires all over. Why is this a stop T? Well, the T is a stop T. The general rule is when it's followed by a consonant. So here it is followed by a consonant, so we're going to make that a stop T. Putting out fires. Putting out fires. Now, the ending Z sound of fires links into the next word. This is the aw as in law vowel. And it's really common to link ending consonants into beginning vowels, so it almost sounds like the ending consonant begins to the next word. So you could think of that as zol, 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 zol. Fires all. Fires all over.
Putting out fires all over the place. Putting out fires all over the place. Putting out fires all over the place.
And that's part of how we get that really smooth character of American English. Fires all over the place.
Fires all over the place. Fires all over the place. Fires all over the place.
Here again, we have an ending consonant and beginning vowel or diphthong. In this case, the O as in no diphthong. So we want to take the L, lover, lover, all over the place.
It's all over the place. It's all over the place. It's all over the place.
All over the place today. Then again, a little bit more stress on the second syllable of today. A few things. The most stress here really is in the vowel or the diphthong O, and you can see he moves his head on that all over. Sometimes Americans will add a physical gesture to our most stressed syllable for emphasis. That's a good clue that that's the syllable that you want to put your energy towards.
It's all over the place. It's all over the place. It's all over the place.
All over the place today. I want to talk for a second about the last word. People see T-O and they want to say to, but this is always T with a schwa. Don't make the U vowel. Make it much faster. Today. And this T can be a true T or a flap T. He is making it a true T. So this word is today, not today, but today. Today. Today.
It's all over the place. It's all over the place. It's all over the place.
The syllable plus the words the and place, they're unstressed. They're said more quickly. For the place, for the place, for the place, for the place. So you need to take some of the clarity out, some of your voice out, some of the energy out in order to be able to make them that quickly. So we have that important contrast of stressed and unstressed. Now the word the, I'm going to give you a trick, a tip for a word like the that starts with the voiced TH and is unstressed. We have the, this, these, those, that. Quite a few common words that follow this pattern of unstressed and beginning with a voiced TH. For those words, you don't actually have to bring your tongue tip all the way through the teeth. The. You don't have to make it that clearly. But you don't want to put your tongue to the roof of the mouth because then it will start to sound like duh, a D, and we do not want that. So in order to make it sound like a TH, rather than having your tongue tip at the roof of the mouth, have it touching the backs of the teeth. The. That will help it sound like a TH. And it will also help you make it more quickly. The place. Notice those are low in pitch and a little quiet. Those are some of the qualities of unstressed syllables. The place today.
Over the place today. Over the place today. Over the place today.
What does the idiom mean to put out fires? Or to put out fires all over the place? This means deal with problems. So if a situation, a problem has arisen and you have to deal with it, you can say, all right, I guess I'll go put out that fire.
I am putting out fires all over the place today. I am putting out fires all over the place today. I am putting out fires all over the place today.
Okay.
She's making that with first syllable stress. That word can have either first or second syllable stress. You can say, okay, or okay. And here she's doing that first syllable stress. Okay. Now, that is an O diphthong in that first syllable, so make sure you're moving your lips a little bit. Oh, they have to round in more. That movement gives us the change, which gives us the full quality of the diphthong. Oh. Okay. Joey, the questioning intonation going up. She's about to ask something of him. She wants permission to tell him this big secret. So earlier she said, Joey, and it went down. That's statement intonation. Here, Joey, it's going up, questioning intonation. And again, that unstressed syllable at the end doesn't have its own shape. It just comes into the rise of the voice. Joey,
I have got to tell you something.
Okay, now let's see if you can guess, upon hearing this sentence 3 times, what is the most stressed word?
I have got to tell you something. I have got to tell you something. I have got to tell you something.
It's the one that's the loudest, the most stressed. Got. I have got to tell you something. Also, sometimes for emphasis, we'll put a little break before or a little break after a stressed word, and it doesn't fit into the flow of the sentence as much.
I have got to tell you something. I have got to tell you something. I have got to tell you something.
So we have stress on I. I have got. And now we have an ending T and a beginning T. She is linking those with a single but clear and fully released true T. Got to. Got to.
I have got to tell you something.
Got to. So the vowel in the word to reduces to the schwa, just like in today. That's not today, and this isn't to. This is to. Got to tell you something.
Got to tell you something. Got to tell you something. Got to tell you something.
I have got to tell you something. We have 2 more stress words here. We have to tell, again, with a true T. So we have 2 true T's here. 1 linking gotten to, and 1 beginning the stressed word tell. Tell you something. So the word something is stressed, but any stressed word only has 1 stressed syllable. So thing, still unstressed. Thing. Something.
Got to tell you something. Got to tell you something. Got to tell you something.
The letter O in got is the as in father vowel. The letter O in to is the schwa vowel. And the letter O in something is the as in butter vowel. Up here, the letter O was the O as in no diphthong. That is one of the things that's so tricky about American English. The letters don't have just one sound that they can represent. It makes both pronunciation and spelling tricky.
Got to tell you something. Got to tell you something. Got to tell you something.
Let's just listen to tell you something, and I want you to listen to the music of that. The up-down shapes of stress on tell and some.
To tell you something. To tell you something. To tell you something.
It almost feels like a song, doesn't it?
To tell you something. To tell you something. To tell you something.
Let's talk a little bit about the L in the word tell. So that's true T, as in bed, L. And when the L comes after the vowel or diphthong in the syllable, which here it's so it comes after, then it's called a dark L. And Americans usually don't lift their tongue tip for that dark L. They usually make that sound a different way, with the back of the tongue. So the tongue tip is down. The back of the tongue presses down and back a little bit, And then we usually don't lift the tongue tip. If the next word begins with a vowel or diphthong, then we might to link in, just like we did on the previous page. Here, when we were linking all and over, it was a dark L because it's at the end of the word, but because of the linking, it feels like it's beginning the word. So we do lift the tongue tip in that case, if it's linking into a vowel or diphthong. But here, the next word is you. In this case, that first sound is acting like a consonant. Sometimes the combination is more of a diphthong. Here it's acting more as a consonant, the Y consonant. Tell you. So I'm making that smoothly with no lift of the tongue tip. Tell. This sound here is the dark sound, made with the back of the tongue. Tell. If you're confused by the dark L, it is a bit of a confusing sound. I do have some videos on it. You can look them up on my YouTube channel. Tell you something.
To tell you something. To tell you something. To tell you something.
Now the TH in something, that is an unvoiced TH, so the tongue tip does have to come through the teeth there. Don't hold the air though or force it. The air should still be able to move freely. Something. Something.
You something. You something. You something.
What is it? What is it?
What is it? What is it? What? Upward intonation. What? And those are all stop T's. So a T is a stop T. I said if it's followed by a consonant, but also if it's at the end of a sentence or thought group. Here it's the end. What? What? So it's really common to make that a stop T. So that's an abrupt stop of the air without that release.
What is it? 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 What is it?
What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? So here, what is? Both of those have stress on is. What is it? That's a great little 3-word phrase to practice. It has one peak of stress. What leads up to it? It falls away from it. And we have linking ending consonant to beginning vowel.
What is it? 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 What is it?
Also, I should say the H in what, we usually don't pronounce that at all. Some people could say what, with that little extra escape of air with a W. We write that in IPA with this little H before the W, but most Americans don't pronounce it that way anymore, and we just make a clean W sound. What is it? Linking consonant. That makes that a flap T, the ending Z into the I as in sit vowel. What is it? What is it? And a stop T at the end because it's the end of the thought group. So really smooth linking. It should feel just like one word. What is it? What is it?
What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it?
Oh my God, it's so cute.
Oh my God. This phrase, usually we're going to have stress on the first and the last word. Oh my God. And again, the letter O making the ah as in father vowel.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's so cute.
And she doesn't put a break here. She keeps going. The D links right into the I as in sit vowel. It's so.
Oh my God, it's so cute. Oh my God, it's so cute. Oh my God, it's so cute.
Oh my God, it's so huge. And then so and huge both have stress. And I want to point out we have an ending S, a beginning S. Those link with a single S sound. It's so, no break, all connected.
Oh my God, it's so huge. Oh my God, it's so huge. Oh my God, it's so huge.
Huge. So in American English, we don't drop this H, but it's also not very throaty. It's just a very light escape of air. The letter U makes the U diphthong here. Huge. And then we end with the G sound. Huge, huge, huge.
It's so huge. It's so huge. It's so huge, but you just have to promise me you cannot tell anyone.
So she goes all the way to here without taking a breath, without making a break. Everything links together, even though writing it out, we would use some grammar punctuation, like the period. But she skips right over that in talking. There are no breaks here.
But you just have to promise me you cannot tell anyone. But you just have to promise me you cannot tell anyone. But you just have to promise me you cannot tell anyone.
But you just have to promise me. Wow. Okay, so she says these words really, really quickly. A little bit of stress on you, a little bit of stress on pra. But it's all said really quickly, isn't it? We don't have that full engagement of the voice. We don't have full volume. We don't have a lot of up down of melody.
But you just have to promise me. But you just have to promise me. But you just have to promise me.
But you just have to promise me. Wow, to say it that quickly, we have to simplify some. So the word but, said so fast, and the T combines with the U, this happens, ending T, beginning Y consonant, into a CH. So but you becomes but you, but you, but you, but you. Helps us say that a little bit more quickly, but you.
But you just have to promise me. But you just have to promise me. But you just have to promise me.
But you just have to. But you just have to. What else is happening that helps us simplify and say this more quickly? The ST consonant cluster, when this is followed by a consonant, it's the most common pronunciation by far to drop the T. Just have. And that's what she does. That also helps her say it more quickly. But you know what? I've noticed even in a stressed word, you just have to. Even if I was going to stress just, if it's followed by a consonant, I do drop that T.
But you just have to promise me. But you just have to promise me. But you just have to promise me.
But you just have to promise me. But you just have to. So when have, which is a V, is followed by the word to, which is pretty common, we actually change the V to the F. Have to. So it becomes FT schwa. Have to. Low in pitch, said quickly, simply, without much mouth movement. Have to. Just have to.
You just have to promise me. You just have to promise me. You just have to promise me.
But you just have to promise me. Promise me. Not a lot of melody, pretty flat, mostly an unstressed feeling.
You just have to promise me. You just have to promise me. You just have to promise me you cannot tell anyone.
Now she slows down again and she brings more stress into some of the words.
You cannot tell anyone. You cannot tell anyone. You cannot tell anyone.
You cannot tell anyone. Okay, I'm actually gonna write this out differently. I wrote can't. That's not what she's saying. She's not doing the contraction because she needs to stress it. That means she's not gonna contract it. You cannot tell anyone. We have 3 stressed syllables in a row. The 2 unstressed syllables at the end of anyone just come in as the voice falls away from that stressed syllable. You, unstressed, leading up to can't. Leading up to cannot.
You cannot tell anyone. You cannot tell anyone. You cannot tell anyone.
So she doesn't say cannot, she says cannot. So we have K, schwa, and unstressed, said more quickly. It's the unstressed syllable here because she wants to stress not the negative. So we have you can.
You can. You can. You can.
You cannot. You cannot.
You cannot. You cannot. You cannot tell anyone.
Cannot tell. Again, she has an ending T, a beginning T. She makes that a single but strong and clear true T. Cannot tell. Cannot tell.
Cannot tell. Cannot tell. Cannot tell anyone.
Cannot tell anyone. So I'm trying